Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing on this fine day? I hope you all are well. I know we're just starting, but Koala has already come in with a super chat saying, getting in early to say a big thank you, Molly, for all you do. No, it's you guys that I have to say thank you to for always being here, for always showing up when there are so many other Megxit channels out here or other channels that cover Meghan and Harry and the royal family. You guys could literally be anywhere else, and yet I am lucky enough that you guys decide to spend your time here with me, and I am ever so grateful and I am ever so thankful. So, you guys, thank you for being here. Thank you, Koala, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Let's get into this nonsense because I just want to talk about this. But oops, before I do that, I got to say hello to the mods. Hello, mods. Thank you for being here and doing the amazing work that you guys do and keeping the crazy chat in order. But we need to have some fun here because there is nothing that I love more than anything than getting an invitation. There is nothing that I love more than anything in the world than getting an invitation, and Meghan Markle has recently given us quite a large invitation. What am I talking about? What am I talking about here? Well, I will tell you what I am talking about. And it was this ridiculous podcast that Meghan did with Emma, where Meghan just can't help herself. She just always puts her gnarly foot in her mouth. She makes herself look stupid. You can tell that she is not experienced or educated to play the role of a businesswoman. Dressing up in a three-piece suit with your non-breastises hanging out from underneath that ridiculous vest that you have on doesn't mean that you are a businesswoman. Playing dress up as a businesswoman doesn't automatically mean you are the CEO of a well to do company. It is absolutely crazy how delusional this individual is. And Cheryl says, I'm going to first start off with MM getting respect. You have to earn respect, it's not just given. She has a weird thought on that. The thing is that she told a lot on herself in this 90-minute interview that she gave, where she had to basically gesticulate her own self, where she had to blow smoke up her own rear. And I don't understand why these people who have her on their platform don't ask her the hard-hitting questions. They don't ask her about, well, you said the British media was evil and they wrote BS stories about you, like how you were a bully to your staff. But now the same stories are being written in American media, and these allegations are being made by your American staff who have left after working for you and have said that you are a bully, you are a tyrant, you are a duchess, you are, what is it? A dictator duchess in high heels. You are just horrible. And so, what do you say to that? She would probably be stuttering and puttering and wouldn't even know what to say at all. But this is what I'm saying. Meghan gave us an incredible invitation here. And there is, like I said, nothing I love more than an invitation. Listen to this clip.
If you could rewrite your public narrative from scratch, is there anything that you would do differently? Yes, I would ask people to tell the truth.
You would think at this moment, she would maybe humble herself. She would maybe say to people, or she would say, like, yeah, I would maybe not have gone head first into the royal family. But what does she say? I would ask people to tell the truth. So, shall we begin? Shall we begin to tell the truth about Meghan Markle as we have been told from long time, as we have been, we have seen all of Meghan's BS. We have heard her voice ever since Harry announced that he was dating this talentless, raggedy ex-cable TV mattress actress. And she has filled his head with nonsense and thinks that we, the public, are just as dumb as her ginger-headed, dim-witted doofus of a husband who is emotionally stunted, who is a mama's boy, who is completely, who was coddled his entire life. And well, let's get into some of these pointers, because this 90-minute interview that Meghan Markle did with Emma is an absolute gold mine. So we are going to have lots of laughs here. We are going to take a look at some things that Meghan has said before and just compare it to what she says now, because with a pathological, psychotic, lying, liar face, McLiar pants, I'm surprised her nose hasn't grown the size of Pinocchio's, because of all of the lies that she constantly tells on a daily basis. Every single podcast she goes on is a lie. And what you need to do with a narcissist is you need to tackle those lies with photographic proof of, this is what you have said on camera before. This is what you are saying now. Because just because I write the words out on a tweet, oh, this is what Meghan Markle said before, and this is what she's saying now, it doesn't make an impact as much as showing her actual footage of what she said not too long ago. And here is just one example of that right here. Okay, let me start with this one. Oh,
I'm a very curious person. New learns. I love learning something new all the time. I don't feel imposter syndrome. I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right.
She doesn't feel imposter syndrome, but look at how angry she is, because what happened here is that Emma, at this, she had asked Meghan if she ever felt like she had imposter syndrome, like she didn't feel like she didn't belong. Oh, an old geezer, we're going to need more than just a few days for this. So get your popcorn ready, get your comfiest blanket out, and just cuddle in. Like, we are going to have like a good couple weeks to go through this nonsense. It's going to be crazy. But look at how angry she is. Like, how dare you call me an imposter? I deserve to be here. But why? What have you done to deserve to be sitting in front of Emma? Because let me be honest, and I have said this before, the only reason Emma is paying any attention to Meghan Markle is because of who she married. If she didn't marry Prince Harry, you think Emma would give Meghan Markle the time of day? Of course not. Of course not. And I pointed this out on Twitter when this ridiculous 90-minute word salad pouring smoke up of Meghan's anus just what what happened is that just there was just so much nonsense within this episode. Within this 90 minutes is just absolutely crazy. Yes, here we go, giving out the popcorn. Thank you. Thank you, Omeka. Look at this, popcorn for everyone, sharing popcorn. Thank you. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Enough popcorn for everyone. But what has Meghan done to get here except for marry Prince Harry and constantly telling lies since 2017, basically? Meghan has spent 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, making up stories and lying. What has she actually accomplished within these 8 last years? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely squat. But look at what she says. Let me show you. She feels like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm not an imposter. Look at her facial reactions. There are so many good images of her face that just give her away. For someone who claims that she is an amazing actress, her face is always giving her away. Now, what I was saying earlier is that on Twitter, I asked if Meghan ever thanked Charles for the earrings that she's wearing in her ears right now. You know, I thought maybe when she left the royal family, she would give back the jewels that Charles had purchased for her, because why would you want anything that, that man you called a racist to be on your body, regardless the fact that it's diamond earrings? So these diamond earrings that she is wearing are $15,000 diamond earrings from Burke's, which is a Canadian jeweler. And Meghan started wearing a lot of their items when she started, once she got engaged with Harry, but they were just some. Hi, monster. What is it? You want to go up in your bed? Give me a second, darlings. Monster wants to jump up into his bed here. And Monster's like, I don't want to listen to any of this shenanigans. Hold on. He's sitting in my lap here for a second. But I feel like, Meghan, you didn't stay as a senior member of the royal family. You literally were there for 18 months. You did less than 72 days of engagements because you were pretending to be pregnant most of the time. And you were lazy. And yet you haven't shut the hell up complaining about the royals and throwing jabs at them while they have been going ahead and moving forward with their life. She has been stuck. Hold on, monster. Give me a second. Let me play this for them and I'll put you in your bed. Ready? Let me go.
I love learning something new all the time. I don't feel imposter syndrome. I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now.
No class on how to speak, how to cross your legs, how to be royal. There's none of that training. That might exist for other members of the family. That was not something that was offered to me.
So nobody tells you anything?
No.
Nobody prepares you?
No, I mean, but even down, but even down to like the national anthem. No one thought to say, oh, you're American. You're not going to know that. That's
what a stupid idiot, right? She always wanted to play like the victim. The thing is that lady, you're like 68 years old, okay? Quit acting like you're a helpless nobody, but then you also want to portray yourself as a founder of a business. You want to portray yourself like you're some intelligent woman who stocks jam. So which freaking struggle is it? You need to seriously pick a lane and stick to it. Either you want to be the pretend Fortune 500 CEO business owner who made her millions off of menstrual looking jam and loose spreads and whatever the hell else you are putting out there. Or do you want to be the dumbass who didn't know how to look up or learn the UK national anthem? You didn't know how to learn God Save the Queen. I know this freeze frame is nuts right now, isn't it? What a feminist, right? Exactly. This is the woman who is like, I'm a global leader for women and girls, right? She went and collected a stupid award from the Ms. Foundation for being a global role model for women and girls, for setting an example. What example? Lay on your back, swallow bananas, put them way far back in your esophagus, try not to hurl or gag, and maybe land an emotionally stunted prince who lost their mommy and never got over it, was always coddled, is an alleged, well, in his own words, he loves using drugs. So you always keep him drugged up so you can manipulate him here. I don't get it, but she is nothing but a liar.
me late at night Googling what's the national? I've got to learn this. I don't want to embarrass them. I need to learn these
Mhm.
30 hymns for church. All of this is televised.
This liar, you didn't need to learn 30 hymns for church, because as we all have watched the royal family, whenever they attend church, they all have a book on their seat. Everyone has a list of the hymns. Like, it's like when you go to church, you know which hymns are there because it's in the little pamphlet, and you follow the schedule of the program, and the hymns will be listed in there, so then you can sing along. The words are in there. This raggedy trollop, all she does is open that sad, pathetic orifice she calls a mouth, and all it does is just diarrheas out lie after lie after lie. It's like she's got Montezuma's revenge of lying out of her mouth. All she does is just lies and lies and lies, nothing else. For some odd reason, it's like every time Meghan opens up her mouth, it's like she lies. I remember there was an episode of South Park where I think it was Kyle or one of the boys, where they were lying so much, or they were telling so much BS, or they were so cynical about everything, that every time they opened their mouth, it would make fart noises all the time. It would be and that is literally what Meghan Markle, when she opens her mouth, comes out of her mouth. That is it. A whole ton of hot, steamy BS. That's it. Everything is nonsense out of this woman's mouth. It is tragic. You married into one of the most famous families that are worldwide. They're well known. You could have done anything anywhere, and yet all you've done is lie, cheat, steal, deceive people, bully people, lie about being a good person. The thing is that Meghan can try and portray herself as someone as important, but we all saw how you mocked the queen. We all saw how you showed no respect towards her, how you desecrated her legacy and harassed her during her final years. As Megyn Kelly said, Megyn Kelly has literally said a couple times that Meghan Markle killed the queen. And I agree with her 100%. If Meghan Markle wasn't in the picture, the queen would have probably lived a longer life. But this raggedy trollop came in there like a Tasmanian devil, like a bat out of hell. And for some odd reason, they had to continue giving in to Harry because they kept saying that, oh, the royal family is going to be racist. And I don't believe that Meghan used that over the royal family and just could do whatever she want. I mean, what about this? Meghan wants us to talk about the truth. How about the Hollywood Reporter? How about their September 12th, 2024 article about how Hollywood keeps quitting on Harry and Meghan because nobody can stand them. Meghan can't listen to people's advice because she thinks she's a know-it-all, and Harry is a cuckold little brat who is too lazy and thinks that Meghan is the know-it-all. Sorry, Katie, I didn't add the links or anything. These are just photo screenshots that I grabbed at the last minute, but I will update the description box below later. These are all available online, but yeah, it was quick. I'm sorry. I'll be a little bit slower. Thank you for being such an amazing mod, by the way. Thank you, mods, for being here. But I hope you guys hit that like button while you're here. But Meghan acts like we hear about, we hear about her claiming that she was the star of Suits. You are not the star of Suits. You were never the star of Suits. Here is Newsweek. This was one of her own shills, Jack Royston, who wrote this article on January 20th, 2025, that Meghan Markle has new bullying allegations that are major crisis. And these are some staff that said Meghan behaved like a teenager in the movie Mean Girls to staff who fell out of favor with her and left one person needing therapy. Can you imagine? I mean, anyone else would have been canceled by now. They would have been definitely like shoved aside, and we don't mess with you. We don't know you. You can't sit with us. You bullied someone to the point that they required therapy. What the hell did you do to them? That is crazy. That is abuse. Why hasn't this person sued Meghan for this kind of behavior? And I feel like Meghan telling people, I wish people would tell the truth. Well, okay, let these people speak then. I don't know why there are some people that are saying, well, Meghan needs to give permission to let them speak. Here's the permission. Meghan just gave us the permission when she went and did this podcast and said that I want people to tell the truth. There is your permission. Meghan Markle has kicked the door open and is saying, come out and show me the proof now, people. Show me that and tell the truth about me. Okay, we'll tell the truth about you. We'll tell the truth about how you lied about eating at Sizzler salad bars when in reality, your father is an Emmy award-winning lighting director. Okay? You wrote on your Instagram website before you wiped it clean, not because you were joining the royal family, but because you had to hide the bullshit that you were telling Harry now, and you had to hide what you had posted before and show that you were actually very spoiled by your own father. Your father treated you like his little princess. You went to one of the most expensive and still high-end grills in LA. Musso and Frank's is a well-known, like basically an institution in Hollywood. Hi, Monster. Make yourself comfy in your bed. You guys might hear him start scratching in his bed. He's going to start twirling. My apologies. He needs to be close to me, and he's loving this new bed of his. But Meghan used to go and she wrote, I used to have lunch with my dad here after every tap and ballet class. Happy, thank you, more please. And then Meghan wants to lie later and claim that they used to struggle to eat at Sizzler salad bars. Not that there's anything wrong with Sizzler. I love Sizzler too. Monster can't take it anymore. I know. Monster, chill. Come on, lay down. What are you sticking your tongue out at me for, buddy? He's so silly. But yes, Musso and Frank's is very expensive. Meghan Markle is a spoiled, ungrateful brat. She is a complete ding-dong. Oh, Monster, everyone says they love you. He just turned his butt to me, so... He's so funny. He's just twirling. He's just spinning and spinning and spinning. And oh, now he's laid in his bed. And now he is licking his man parts, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to leave him alone. So you might hear him start licking in the background now too. But Meghan Markle has always lied. She has lied from the very beginning, which is why she also deleted her Instagram and wiped it clean. She did that to hide the fact that no, she's not a poor child. Remember, her father was paying to send her to an all-private preschool in Hollywood. Her father was paying for her to go to the Little Red Riding Hood schoolhouse, whatever, that expensive preschool, expensive, like she had private schooling. Meghan, when she went to college, it was her daddy who paid for it. Meghan didn't want to live at home. She wanted to experience living on the campus. Who paid for that? Daddy used to pay for that. Daddy paid for everything. There are many, many, many interviews of Meghan always praising her daddy before. And then once she met Harry, it's like, poof, Daddy's the worst person ever because he took some photos with photographers. The same thing that Meghan has been doing to everyone around her, to the royal family, exploiting them for photos, using her connections, taking some paparazzi shots that she's always done. She accused her father of and canceled him out because why? Because she was done with him. She's a user, point blank, period. That's the truth about Meghan Markle. She is a user, she is a fraud, and she is completely spiraling out of control. We can see that Meghan is completely losing the plot, losing the narrative, and it's just, the fastest way to get to the bottom of the barrel with her. Meghan lied and claimed she was silenced by the royal family in that ridiculous Oprah Winfrey interview. And she said that she was told to not comment to the press ever, and yet she always did to Omid Scobie. She made over 73 appearances in public despite saying that she wasn't allowed to go out. She made multiple speeches despite claiming over time and time again she never got to use her voice. She was silenced. The bitch hasn't shut up to this very day. There hasn't been a day in the last 8 years that Meghan Markle hasn't shut the hell up. And during her short tenure being in the royal family, it's a good thing that they shut her up because look, the last 5 years that she's been out, what has she said that has been of substance? What has she done with her voice besides moan and whine and bitch and complain about the same thing over and over while the world is passing her by and moving ahead? What has she done? She's done nothing. Just complains and then wants to pretend that she's a leader. She wants to bitch and moan and be like a complete pathetic individual who has fumbled the biggest opportunity to ever land in her lap and wants to pretend to be a founder and thinks that just because she hangs around with people like Emma and dresses up like them in a suit, she thinks, look at me, I'm a business owner too. She's a complete moron. That's what she is. Meghan Markle is not smart, and that is my opinion. That is my observation of her for the last 5 years. I mean, look at this for instance. Let me give you this. I have said that I have my own business, right? And Meghan, if she was a smart business owner and if she wanted to grow as ever, then you know what? You just posted a video on Instagram that got over 48 million likes and views. And not 48 million likes, but over 48 million views, which I'm sure by now is a lot higher. And you didn't do anything to, use that to your advantage to make money off of it or to market yourself in any way. You did absolutely nothing to do something from that amount of views that you got on your Instagram reel. You could have turned some of those views into dollars for yourself, but you didn't. Nothing at all. That is not a smart person. She is not smart at all. That is just my opinion on what I have witnessed by watching her and the way that she moves. Meghan also lied, claiming that her passport, keys, and driver's license were taken away, when in reality, she had over 14 international flights during her short time with the royal family. She lied about saying she got no formal training on royal protocol, but every time she was given someone to guide her, she turned them down. The Queen's aides weren't good enough for her. Sophie wasn't good enough for her. Nobody was good enough for her. Meghan thought that she knew everything. Meghan is her own worst enemy. If she could only get out of her own way, she might be able to succeed, but she can't do it. She always blows herself up for some odd reason. Meghan lied and claimed that they had a secret wedding 3 days before the official ceremony and dragged the Archbishop of Canterbury into it. I can just go on and on and on. Lies about Archie's skin color, lies about Archie being denied a prince title due to his race, lies about the security being removed from their family when King Charles paid for their security for their first year of living in California. There were no plans of working with TV companies when Meghan was scheming with what was it, that streaming platform Quibi or something. It doesn't really that was back in the day before Netflix and everything. And then there's so many lies this trollop has told, the biggest one being that she claimed she was pregnant with Archie and Lily and never was. How about that? I don't understand why Emma didn't really Emma did throw shade. There was some she was poking fun at some, you could tell by her face. She was like, this bitch can't be serious. I can't help her out. She doesn't want any help. This is a delusional individual who, every time she shows up on a podcast, the more she opens her mouth and speaks about herself, you realize how delusional she is. You realize how out of touch with reality she is. You realize that she is not that much of a smart person. Meghan Markle is not smart, but she is SMRT. Definitely. The questions were already written and approved. Of course they were, because that's the only way that Meghan will do anything, is that she has to pre-approve questions. She has to she is very scripted. You can't do anything off the cuff with her. And I just can't. This woman is just such a fraud, such a liar. And we have many more clips that I want to dissect, but in other lives, because I've got a headache and I want to go cuddle Monster because he looks so comfy over there. And yeah. And this mama has to get a whole bunch of stuff for her little one ready because he's going to go have a picnic date with his friend tomorrow. So yeah, I've got some stuff to get ready for them tomorrow. This whole kids being out of school during summer, it's only been a couple weeks and it's already stressful. It's already stressful. I'm already counting down the days when school starts up again. When does it start up? I'm not even close, Mole. Not even close. But anyways, my darlings, I'm going to get out of here. But trust me, I have a lot more clips about Meghan and what she has said. And we are going to just rip apart everything that she mentioned in this ridiculous 90-minute interview. One that I am going to love getting into is her claim that Suits was a fashion show. Okay. You know me, I'm going to get so messy and so petty in that one. You're not going to want to miss that one. And I'll let you know when that's going to happen. But anyways, my darlings, anytime Meghan shows up and opens her mouth, I'm telling you guys, it is pure entertainment for us. It is a constant microscope into the real Meghan Markle. And this is the real Meghan Markle. We've seen her. She's a bully. She's a nasty woman. She's not nice. And I'd like to give her a big thank you for opening the doors for us to now come and tell the truth about you and show you all the proof, even though you probably cannot, it doesn't matter. We could smack you in the face with the truth and you still wouldn't understand. You'd probably still think, I'm a super CEO. Hee hee. But yeah, we're going to have some fun with this because there are a lot of good clips out of this 90 minutes of nonsense that she puked out, and it will be a lot of fun. But anyways, my darlings, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you all. Hi from Australia, Molly. Please don't insult our Tassie Devils. Oh, it's just a joke, Kate. My apologies, but it was just a joke. But anyways, my darlings, I will see you all in the next one. And oh dear, I can't. This is going to be great. I will talk to you guys later. Toodaloo, darlings. Bye.